Ubizo, lungibize engalweni. Ngiyokhalela bani nayi iphimbo lami liphindaphinde entabeni. Ngithi inyawo zami ngibeleze kulo mhlaba nemsindo. Ngifunana noxolo ey'ngalweni. Kukhalisa emaye emzini kamkhulu, umkhondolo usekhaya.
They took our land with guns, they took our souls with the cross, but they took our minds with the classroom. Now we're unlearning the lies and remembering how to think. Alkebulan again. Sawana to you, sawana to yours, from one great spirit to another. Ikamalami utulani malevu. Welcome to Ubizo. Before there were schools, there were cycles and circles. Before there were teachers, there were elders. Before there were exams, there were initiations. In the old ways, knowledge wasn't memorized, it was lived. The stars taught navigation, the seasons taught timing, the body learned through rhythm, and the spirit learned through silence. Then came the empire and said, to be educated is to forget. The missionaries did not come to teach, they came to translate power. In 1830s Southern Africa, schools were built beside churches. The syllabus was simple: English language, Bible study, European history, submission to authority. They taught us that civilization began in Greece, that God spoke English, and that our ancestors were savages. The smartest children were those who could imitate the colonizer best, and so the colonial project moved from the battlefield to the blackboard. They didn't just write new history books, they rewrote our dreams. The colonial classroom had one goal: obedience. It trained clerks, not creators. It rewarded memorization, not imagination. It replaced intuition with examination. To pass meant to assimilate, to fail meant to be forgotten. And so, generation after generation, we were taught to see the world through borrowed eyes. We were taught to measure intelligence by Western logic, to despise our own accents, and to call our mother's tongues vernacular. A person who doesn't know their root isn't planted in sand. Franz Fanon warned us, colonization is not just physical, it's psychological. Once the oppressor becomes the voice in your head, you no longer need his whip. Many of us became our own colonizers. We mock our accents, we bleach our skin, we quote Shakespeare but forget Shaka, Ilembe. We call wisdom myth and call data truth. Education became the tool of self-erasure. It disconnected us from the soul that made us. But before Oxford, there was Oyo. Before Cambridge, there was Timbuktu. Before Western civilization, there was alkebulan science, philosophy, and astronomy. Our ancestors studied rhythm, nature, energy, community, and prophecy. They learned through storytelling, dance, and ritual, because to them, learning was not about getting a job, it was about becoming whole. Ulwazi alupheli, luyadluliselwa. Knowledge never dies, it is passed on. When a healer taught an apprentice, they weren't just transferring skill, they were transferring frequency. That was the true education, encoded in drum beat, dreamscapes, and dialect. To decolonize education, we must decolonize the idea of education itself. We must teach our children where the original world began in Alkebulan. Teach science through indigenous cosmology. We must teach economics through Ubuntu. We must teach history through oral archives. And we must teach spirituality through experience, not dogma. Education must once again be rooted in community, not competition, because the greatest classroom is not built of bricks, it's built of breath. We are the syllabus, we are the library, we are the living scroll. The bell has rung, and this time, the ancestors are the professors. They may have educated us out of our essence. Now we are remembering our way back to wisdom. We were never uneducated. We were miseducated. And the cure is memory. A nation that doesn't learn its own history is doomed to repeat it. Abuyile makhosi. Lubuyile ulwazi langempela. Siphaphemeke manje. Until next time. Okuhle, umusa, kanye nokukhanya ekuhambeni kwakho. Light, blessings, and mercy upon your journey. Now we remember.